Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the processional.
The Wichita State University 122nd Spring Commencement Ceremony is now open. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does thou yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. May be seated, please. And thank you, Luke Harnish, for performing the national anthem. Luke is a graduate teaching assistant studying opera performance. Good afternoon, I'm Rick Numa. I'm pleased to be here and welcome you. I'm the acting president and welcome you to this commencement ceremony. Our role as a public research university is to provide each of our students the foundation of lifelong learning for a career that will benefit our collective future. We do this by discovery and exploration inside and outside the classroom and the laboratory. We aspire to excellence in all that we accomplish together. We're here today to recognize and celebrate the achievements of our graduates and to observe the conferring of degrees. I wish to recognize Dr. Alex Sternford Dunn, our University Grand Marshal who carried the mace and led the processional. Dr. Sternfeld Dunn is the director of the School of Music in the College of Fine Arts, and today he is representing our faculty as a Faculty Senate President. Please stand, Alex, and be recognized. I also wish to recognize our Student Government Association President, Ms. Reja Khan, who carried the university banner leading the procession. Please stand. She's already standing and be recognized. Reja Khan. It is now my great pleasure to introduce a very distinguished group. Every great university has a dedicated faculty and staff. These are the professionals who teach in the classroom and laboratory and work individually with students and provide advice about careers. These are also our staff who maintain the university and ensure its operations each day and every day. Would all the university faculty and staff present please stand and be recognized? Graduates, you are here today to mark the end of the leg of your lifelong journey of learning that our students here at Wichita State University, even in light of COVID-19 and the delay that has caused. While you may no longer be on campus, you will always be part of our Shocker family. It is my pleasure to ask Courtney Marshall, WSU Alumni Association President, to welcome you into that community. Please welcome Courtney Marshall.
Thank you, Dr. Muma. Good afternoon. On behalf of the Wichita State University Alumni Association, it's my pleasure to welcome you here today and to congratulate you on your accomplishments. Wichita State has provided you with a foundation for lifelong learning, and the Alumni Association is here to provide you with a lifelong connection to your alma mater. You're now a part of an important and unique group of people who represent Wichita State University worldwide. You're now a member of the Shocker alumni family with more than 105,000 graduates around the world. As a Wichita State graduate, you represent what is great about this university, your accomplishments and future achievements, and the values by which you live reflect upon the educational values of Wichita State. You are Wichita State, and we truly believe each of you will excel because of the educational foundation you have achieved here. As you make significant strides towards professional and personal success, we encourage you to stay connected to your alma mater by becoming an active participant in your Alumni Association. Once again, congratulations and welcome to the Shocker alumni family.
Thank you, Courtney. It is my pleasure to introduce a member of the Kansas Board of Regents. This is the policy board that oversees higher education in Kansas. It is a tradition that someone from the board greets the graduates of each of the Regents' institution. We are honored to have Regent John Rolfe with us today. Regent Rolfe was appointed to the Kansas Board of Regents by Governor Laura Kelly last year. He currently serves as the president and CEO of Thrive Restaurant Group. Thrive operates more than 60 restaurants across 10 states under the brands of Carlos O'Kelly's, Applebee's, Homegrown, and Peace, Love, and Pie. Regent Rolfe currently resides in Wichita and is very active in the Wichita community. Please help me welcome John Rolfe to Wichita State University.
President Muma, distinguished faculty, staff, alumni, family, friends, and most importantly, graduates, I'm honored to join you today to bring you best wishes from the Kansas Board of Regents. Thanks for allowing me to be with you. I have prepared remarks, but I'm going to go off those. I just have one thought when I look around this room and I think about all the work you guys did. This is a little nugget of wisdom someone gave me the week of my wedding, and I wish I'd known it earlier. And they said, expect nothing and experience everything this week. And inside of that is, you guys have been a part of weddings, and some of you may have been married since you finished up school. Weddings typically never go exactly as planned. And if you get hung up that some of your expectations aren't met, you can miss some of the best experiences of that event. This is certainly not what any of you expected when you began your final year of college. But here we are. And I think back to where I was 19 years ago, sitting at my graduation. And if you'd asked me at that point, I'd be making movies right now with about 4 or 5 Oscars on my shelf. I was going to be married to Amy Watson and making things happen. Well, here I am running restaurants, married to a wonderful woman named Lauren, and things didn't quite go how I expected they would at that point. Only about 30 days after I walked the stage, the country and the world was changed forever by 9/11. And so as you go through life and as you go to make change, know that there'll be deaths of visions, but there will be sweet moments and great moments. And it's by being present in those moments that are your opportunities to create a wonderful life, to bring a little light into the world, to bring a little love, a little grace, a little joy, by being present in every moment. And I think we'd all agree that's what the world can use a little more of right now. So as you move forward, I hope that you can expect nothing but experience everything as you go on as shockers to impact this world. So, on behalf of the Regents, I congratulate you on this awesome achievement. This is what it's all about for us, is to see days like this, where you've invested in yourself, you've taken on the journey, overcome a lot of obstacles to set yourself up for the rest of your lives. So we wish you the best, and I hope you can experience all the joy that this day should bring. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Regent Roth, for your congratulatory remarks. It is now my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. She is a former student Government Association president, and a member of the Spring 2020 graduating class, Miss Katrina Miller. Katrina served as Wichita State University student body president with the 62nd session of Student Government Association. In the previous session, she served as a student advocate. She graduated with her bachelor's degree in social work with a certification in social work and addictions. Currently, Katrina is attending Washington University in St. Louis for her master's in social work with a concentration in violence and injury prevention with a specialization in sexual health and education. Welcome back, Katrina Miller.
First, I'd like to say that I am thrilled and honored to be standing amongst everyone here today. I know it may not feel the same as it would have in May, but I truly hope we can all indulge in our achievements and celebrate our success today. While I was writing this speech, I wasn't sure what I wanted to share with you. I kept thinking about how I don't have years of professional experience to reflect on, and that if I just work on it tomorrow, I would figure it out then, which never happened. I racked my brain for days trying to come up with some profound advice for you all. I realized that it was okay to not have it all figured out after a while. We are all just beginning a new adventure, whether that's starting your first professional position, furthering your education, going through a complete career switch, or anything else in between. Starting this new journey is exhilarating, overwhelming, and nerve-wracking. Not to mention the fact we are beginning amid a global pandemic, leaving us with even more anxiety about our future. We are all trying to figure out what comes next. Do I still have a job? Can I even find a job right now? Do I take on another semester of online learning? What does working from home look like for me? I wish I had all the answers for you. All I know is that in order to begin our adventure as we had originally intended, we must show compassion to ourselves and others. We must lean into the discomfort of our reality with empathy to learn and grow from the stories we hear. We must maintain a sliver of optimism to help us through the bad times and to amplify the good times. We must support one another as we navigate this long, winding road we call our adventure. Everyone's journey to the life they want to lead is different, but for right now, we, the graduating class of 2020, are all on the same path. This path toward our future seems like a never-ending road with so many twists and turns, ups and downs, to the point that we no longer know where we are anymore. But that's okay. It's okay that we don't have it all figured out. If we did, we wouldn't have this opportunity to call it our adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, Katrina, for those words of inspiration. Of the more than 1,700 candidates receiving undergraduate degrees this past spring, nearly 900 qualified for honors based on their work completed by the end of fall 2019. Would members of the Dorothy and Bill Cohen Honors College and students graduating summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude please stand and be recognized? Congratulations. Wichita State has a long history of serving students who are first in their family to attend college and earn a bachelor's degree. Nearly 35% of those eligible to participate in commencement this year identify as first-generation college students. Our first-generation students are identified by gold and white honor cords worn with their regalia. Join me in acknowledging this accomplishment. There is another group I wish to recognize. Would all the current service members and veterans, including our students wearing the red, white, and blue cord representing our nation's flag, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, through your service and the sacrifice of many of your brothers and sisters, this nation stands great. You protect and preserve our freedom, and in so doing, ensure the foundation of our educational process. On behalf of a grateful university, I thank you. We have now come to the conferring of the degrees. This will be done in 2 steps. I will confer the degrees, and after the degrees have been conferred, graduate and undergraduate candidates will be called to the stage to be recognized individually. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Colleen Pugh, Dean of the Graduate School, who will present the candidates for graduate degrees.
Before the candidates for graduate degrees are recognized, we want to take a moment in recognition of a graduate who is being honored today with a posthumous degree, Mr. Wayne Sloan. Please join Dr. Dennis Livesey, Dean of the College of Engineering, and I as we recognize Wayne's accomplishment. Would Wayne's fellow classmates please stand and remain standing while Charles Sloan comes to the stage to receive this degree in his honor. Will the candidates for the Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Education, Doctor of Audiology, Doctor of Physical Therapy, Specialist in Education, and all of the master's degrees please stand? Mr. President, as Dean of the Graduate School, I present these candidates who have completed the requirement prescribed for the Doctor of Philosophy, the Doctor of Education, the Doctor of Audiology, the Doctor of Physical Therapy, the Specialist in Education, Master of Accountancy, Master of Arts in Teaching, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, Master of Engineering Management, Master of Fine Arts, Master of Innovation Design, Master of Music Education, Master of Health Administration, Master of Physician Assistant, Master of Public Administration, Master of Science in Nursing, and Master of Social Work. They have been recommended by the faculty and are presented for the conferral of these degrees.
Upon recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Kansas Board of Regents, I confer upon you the appropriate degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Welcome to the Guild of Scholars. You may be seated. Will all candidates for bachelor's and associate degrees please stand? On behalf of the faculty of Wichita State University, I'm pleased to present these candidates for the bachelor's and associate degrees. Upon recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Kansas Board of Regents, I confer upon you the appropriate degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertain. You may be seated. At this time, the deans of the academic colleges will recognize and congratulate their graduates. I would like to invite the Dean of the Dorothy and Bill Cohen Honors College, Dr. Kimberly Ingber, to the podium.
Will the candidate for the bachelor's degree from the Dorothy and Bill Cohen Honors College please stand and be recognized? Congratulations, honors graduate. You may now move your tassel to the left. I invite the Dean of the W. Frank Barton School of Business, Dr. Larissa Jenin, to the podium.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree in business please stand and be recognized? Congratulations, business graduates. Congratulations, business graduates. You may now move your tassel to the left, and maybe one more round of applause as you do that. At this time, I'd like to invite the College of Applied Studies Dean, Dr. Shirley Lefevre, to the podium.
Will all candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the College of Applied Studies please stand and be recognized? Congratulations, Applied Studies graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left. At this time, I would like to invite the College of Engineering Dean, Dr. Dennis Lavasi, to the podium.
Hello, Shockers. Will all the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the College of Engineering please stand and be recognized? Congratulations, engineering graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left. At this time, I would like to invite the College of Fine Arts Dean, Dr. Rodney Miller, to the podium.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the College of Fine Arts please stand and be recognized? Congratulations, fine arts graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left. At this time, I would like to invite Dr. Gregory Hand, Dean of the College of Health Professions, to the podium.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in the College of Health Professions please stand and be recognized? Congratulations, health professions graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left. At this time, I would like to invite the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Dr. Andrew Hippisley, to the podium.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's and associate's degrees in the Fairmount College of Liberal Arts and Sciences please stand and be recognized? Congratulations, Liberal Arts and Sciences graduates. You may now move your tassels to the left.
You may be seated. Will all candidates for doctoral, master's, bachelor's, and associate degrees please stand and, when directed by the marshals, come to the stage to be individually recognized?
Graduating cum laude, Emily DeVaris Schlenker.
Hannah Renee Albright.
Tyler Jamie Maybe.
Rachel Kate Yanko.
Sheena N. Monroe.
Samantha Marie Toombs.
Zishan Khan.
Daisy Urbina.
Tammy Evelyn Louise Dorsey.
Kevin A. Arnold.
Kevin Sylvester Harrison.
Stephanie G. Caro.
Sharifa Ida Albreki.
Joshua Bossier.
Randy Jared Barber, Jr.
Caitlin Joe Patterson.
Juan O. Yanez, Jr.
Leslie Soria Rojas.
Zachary Michael Wareham.
Abigail Sue Lessman.
Ian Ellis Lamti Hulede.
Ahmed Naji Tehrani.
Matthew Aaron Straka.
Humansha Verdi Mogadam.
Ashley Elizabeth Nydert.
Brian Matthew Casey.
Ricardo Nava.
Manojinha Kondobhotla.
Michaela Danae Riedel.
Suveen Rajinda Emmanuel.
Carolyn Michael Binter.
Anissa Rayshanred.
Christine Marie Conway.
Jamie Michelle Buster.
Elnaz Pasheda.
Sarah Renee Gooding.
Kim T. Huang.
Gregory Chappelle.
Tanya Jacinta Nero.
Hans Stephen Widener.
Toyana Marie Aryaranatni.
Lucas James Silky.
Kriti Touch Pino Arnantapong.
Darshan Mahavala Hosad.
Courtney Calder.
Pradeep Malaya Putaraju.
Devi Vara Prasad Raipanini.
Rahul Raghu.
Dallas Matthew Welch.
Heba Hussam Mahdi.
Gage J. Wilson.
Courtney Diane Allen.
Janice Adele Ewert.
Jennifer Renee Farha.
Sajib Halder.
Richard Thomas Lahman.
Jason Wayne Hamlin.
Paxton Avery Graham.
Tana Tong Singh.
Deanna Louise Heron.
Julian Jin Libby.
Megan Martinez.
Jamie Lynn Breadbenner.
Carla Iesh.
Fernando Roel Rodriguez.
Bailey Rose Fossey.
Austin Wade Metling.
Cheyenne Sydney Copinger.
Gilbert Kunjachan.
Jennifer Ann Ramo.
J. Arachinge Don Anton Romes Chamike Jayathilake.
Diwali Zarate.
Graduating cum laude Tao Win.
Namas Zarate.
Daniel Alvarez.
Alexandria Marie Andrews.
Rocco James Ibarra.
Marisa Erin Wilson.
Graduating cum laude Nisal Nanomi Arachinge.
Cindy Hearson.
Vinit Kakud.
Diana Elalami.
Graduating summa cum laude Zubair Khan.
Marjani Janice McCurtis.
Fernando Castillo.
Florence Joanne Obat.
Emily B. Johnson.
Ailia Nicole Baldridge.
Adam Mark.
Daniel Scott Leal.
Graduating cum laude, Tanushika Karuna Ratna.
Nimra Saki Nakan.
Graduating magna cum laude, Sydney Jane Jager.
Mahmoud Al-Bashir.
Graduating magna cum laude, Jacob Cade Kimball.
Amir Hossein Majidi Rad.
Graduating cum laude, Tanat Maishan.
Alvin Lamayan.
Graduating cum laude, Amar Waba Matwali.
Sorahi Aguilera Ramos.
Graduating cum laude, Kevin Kwa Huang.
Taylor E. Fugit.
Jafar Al-Shakakik.
Barbara Levitt Holt.
Graduating cum laude, Ian Bernard Kazabat.
Austin Scott Greathouse.
Jana Mohammed Al-Nasser.
Joshua Aaron Stepp.
Joshua Dwight Hickson.
Matthew John Torline.
Jason Cow Wynn.
Claudia Rojoka Thortla.
Graduating summa cum laude, Danny Wynn.
Michael Anthony Webster.
Graduating cum laude, Marwa Jesri.
Lucas Alexander Webb.
Summa cum laude, Leah Marie Fisher.
Tanner Sandusky.
Summa cum laude, Brandon Dale Eckerman.
Sarah Nicole Osborne.
Cum laude, Grant Michael Downs.
Adit Shah.
Anne Lakshika Nuwanthi Pereira.
Barry Dean Ketchum.
Graduating magna cum laude, Wirana Rayana Mudaligi Marisha Ruccini Fonseca.
Ryan Martin Linares.
Graduating cum laude, Mason Buckmaster.
Magna cum laude, Trenton James Sample.
Graduating cum laude, Alyssa Christine Hovey.
Methmini Somanascara.
Heifa Shlewi Algatani.
Mariah Brooke Shumate.
Zara Hadi Alawami.
Alpha Ayana Hill Spearman. Oh, careful.
Asra Muslim Al-Muslim.
Joshua Raymond Thompson Williams.
Graduating cum laude, Jimmy Allen Herrera.
Hannah Elizabeth Isa.
Zayed Hamad Al-Salim.
Adriana De La O.
Nicole M. Strome.
Magna cum laude, Crosby Moody.
Graduating magna cum laude, Dennis Nava.
Magna cum laude, Stephen Joseph Powell.
Garrett Blake Moody.
Andrew Joseph Presco.
Austin Robert Nachbar.
Jamie Marie Staggs, magna cum laude.
Graduating cum laude, Elaine Neville.
Summa cum laude, Samantha Marie Cosgrove.
Nalita Cindy Pungsawath.
Magna cum laude, Lillian Tay.
Graduating magna cum laude, Jacob Christian Schlittenhart.
Cum laude, Emily Maria Giovanna Kirkman.
Zach Sherman.
Summa cum laude, Lauren Brooke Dole.
Musbao Yinka Shitu.
Magna cum laude, Natalie Claire Ashbrook.
Graduating magna cum laude, Edward Christian Stoika.
Magna cum laude, Dakota Brooke Bauman.
Magna cum laude, Molly Francis McNeil.
Cum laude, Vanessa Noemi Serrano.
Breton Anderson Mitchell.
Summa cum laude, Laban Jeremiah Massey.
Ashley M. Walker.
Adriana Monique Abbott.
Alexis Starr Wilder.
Summa cum laude, Elena Bea Liliana Arnett.
Summa cum laude, Janice Geary.
Lisette Ortega.
Alexis Danielle Ibarra.
Cum laude, Coco Chanel Barnes.
Paul Andrew Underwood.
Jair L. Artis.
Graduating magna cum laude, Athena Thuy Lin Vu.
Cum laude, Shelby Lynn Flores.
Gustavo Edward Ocampo.
Magna cum laude, Jared Allen Ehart.
Alexandra Alyssa Penka.
Lakia Lachey Dupree.
Graduating cum laude, Ryan Matthew Paff.
Cum laude, Madison Page Allen.
Efren Tarango Artiega.
Summa cum laude, Ashley Nicole Burtness.
Aaron William Terrell.
Michaela Bradford.
Sydney Jean Thomas.
Cum laude, Brooklyn Nicole Bosch.
Catelyn Alice Queen.
Magna cum laude, Shelby Renee Blacksmith.
Graduating cum laude, Brooke Lynn Wiltshire.
Cum laude, Maddie Marie Bickard.
Stephen Kurt Yowell.
Magna cum laude, Wael Hali Ma.
Graduating cum laude, Jasmine Monique Wilson.
Karina Perez.
Cameron Michael Swartz.
Kiara Marlon Hernandez.
Dalton Schutz.
Luz Mercedes Aguirre, magna cum laude.
Connor Ray Wilson.
Magna cum laude, Ashley Winley.
Maria Esperanza Salazar.
Elena Noel Gigia Irwin.
Graduating magna cum laude, Cynthia Ellen Matson.
Also magna cum laude, Ellie Rose Green.
Heather McClintock.
Callie Dakota DePommier.
Patrick Lynn Chambers.
Madison Paige Klein.
Graduating magna cum laude, Alyssa Nicole Krebs.
Summa cum laude, Rachel Lynn Baskins.
Graduating cum laude, Sarah Elizabeth Hirschberger.
Lakeisha Ashante Anderson.
Magna cum laude Bobby Cook.
Summa cum laude, Claire Suzanne Greathouse.
Graduating cum laude Anna Barbara Olivia Hernandez.
Cum laude, Elizabeth Haley Lazar.
Gabrielle R. Kabler.
Abigail Catherine Lyles.
Magna cum laude Ginger Ann Geddes.
Hiba Rahim Atwaz Alshamari.
Miguel Degolado Jr.
Madison Christine Dinas.
Jordan Blake Guerrero.
Magna cum laude, Noor Fahoud.
Graduating summa cum laude Bergen Willow Bach. Ida Barake.
Magna cum laude, Cassidy Lauren Scouten.
Chloe Nicole Demitras.
Summa cum laude, Keisha Jade Batman.
Mackenzie Marie Barker.
Lynn Doan.
Graduating cum laude Braden J. Hossman.
Cum laude, Stacy Devon Holt Jr.
Graduating magna cum laude Garen William Edgerton.
Magna cum laude, Madison Page Harris.
Magna cum laude Ashton Diane Rottinghouse.
Haley Brooke Brosi.
Graduating summa cum laude Eric Anthony Hafley.
Deva Horning.
Zachary Ledesma.
Cum laude, Kathy Ann Johnson.
Molly Elise Dow.
Brianna F. Fries.
Graduating cum laude Nicole Lane Coburn.
Cum laude, Danny Yen Hong Lee.
Jordan Horner.
Cum laude, Brooklyn Renee George.
Graduating magna cum laude Angel Miguel Garcia Jr.
Cum laude, Cheyenne Laurie Brunhober.
Miguel Angel Gallo Hernandez.
Cum laude, Shelby Taylor Hardison.
Graduating summa cum laude Marta Beluco.
Shayna Kalani Hoy.
Justin Victor McGinley.
Summa cum laude, Emma Rose Huffman.
Graduating magna cum laude Nathan Wayne Bell.
Fong Tru Kung.
Jessica Lee Henderson.
Magna cum laude, Dalton Kemper Good.
Jacob Kevin Brown.
Cum laude, Melody Dawn Hughes.
Brenda G. Masu Lugo.
Cum laude, Stephanie Castillo.
Victoria Yu Akpan.
Magna cum laude, Rachel Jane Emre.
Graduating cum laude, Emily Marie Bozarth.
Saul Cordona.
Graduating cum laude, Emma Elizabeth Keller.
Cum laude, Kayla Marie Dames.
Cum laude, Jennifer Renee Morris.
Cum laude, Victoria Renee Dean Hunt.
Summa cum laude, Karen Ulmer.
Summa cum laude, Jaden Supine.
Sydney Lene Smith.
Magna cum laude, Chelsea Diane Schwartz.
Summa cum laude, Alicia Renee Valverde.
Cum laude, Sarah Annie Starr. Nadia Sankia Red Smith.
Graduating magna cum laude, Vanessa Vital.
Cum laude, Desha Paris Bullocks.
Graduating magna cum laude, Courtney Renee McGahey.
Cum laude, Morgan Christine Pfeiffer.
Summa cum laude, Madison Page Walls.
Ni fam.
Summa cum laude, Christy K. Neese.
Magna cum laude, Macy Lynn Pennington.
Amy Ward.
Magna cum laude, Nayeli Pereda.
Graduating cum laude, Sydney Elizabeth Solberg.
Cum laude, Luisa Vanessa Gonzalez.
Graduating magna cum laude, Ashley Marie Mefford.
Priscilla Wynn.
Graduating cum laude, Michelle Truman.
Magna cum laude, Angela Marie Nagel.
Aaron Lee Sander.
Cum laude, Nur Seda Ergul.
Dorothy Jacobs McPhail.
Summa cum laude, Nicole Rencher.
Graduating cum laude, Kristen Elizabeth Yoakum.
Sherry Manchester.
Magna cum laude, Janet Mercado.
Jennifer Lee Cannon.
Lauren Minton.
Summa cum laude, Linda Balkarova.
Summa cum laude, Andrew John Stockman.
Annika D. Jones.
Jeanette Faye Wools.
Magna cum laude, Victoria Leanne Fagan.
Magna cum laude, Alondra Sanchez Sanchez.
Magna cum laude, Lauren Nicole Eichmann.
Magna cum laude, Rebecca Suzanne Topham.
Cum laude, Bailey M. Weaver.
Magna cum laude, Patricia Alley Oliver.
Magna cum laude, Tingya Shu.
Magna cum laude, Rachel Michaela Wiebe.
Austin Lane Bennett.
Jordan Alina Burleson, graduating magna cum laude.
Cum laude, Matthew Ryan Goldsmith.
Magna cum laude, Caitlin Renee Porter.
Chastity Love Barnes.
Graduating magna cum laude, Millicent Ray Setzkorn.
Magna cum laude, Natalie Marie Krug.
Monique Charisse Bean.
Magna cum laude, Kathleen Lay.
Graduating cum laude, Monet Yvonne Bowen.
Anna Liu.
Graduating cum laude, Sarah Ann Billings.
Magna cum laude, Abby Caitlin Cummings.
Graduating cum laude, Shalana L. Carroll.
Catherine E. Lovings.
David Dale Bartlett.
Cum laude, Danielle Marie Mapes.
Magna cum laude, Ashley Brooke Berlin.
Gabriela Raimundo.
Anita Davis.
Hayden Keith Ribordi.
Graduating cum laude, Latresa Jones Crow.
Sydney Elizabeth Miller.
Graduating cum laude, Craig Michael Koenigs.
Magna cum laude, Emma E. Stam.
Graduating cum laude, Anson Hall.
Magna cum laude, Taryn Marie Patterson.
Cum laude, Joseph Ray Gutierrez.
Taylor Marie Boren.
Sarah Hatham El Sukar, graduating magna cum laude.
Cum laude, Donye Marie Rasha.
Kyle Timothy Hayden.
Alondra Rodarte.
Rianne Lee Buchanan.
Kylie Williamson.
Marcela Guerrero.
Magna cum laude, Kelsey Caitlin Wise.
Benjamin Scott Lansford.
Cum laude, Emma Christine Willett.
John Kwok Duong.
Madeline Miette Stevens.
Addison Lee Buck.
Odalis Martinez.
Luan Tru Lee.
Skylar Ray Spoonamore.
Graduating cum laude, Cassidy Nicole Copeland.
Magna cum laude, Emmanuel Joseph Siontas.
Magna cum laude, Samantha J. Bongartz.
Emily Ann Thon.
Lebrion Renee Jackson.
Cum laude, Ashley Sullivan.
Graduating magna cum laude, Alexis Renee Branscombe.
Jennifer E. Sandoval Barillas.
Magna cum laude, Katera Lauren Hoffman.
Angelica Michelle Sell.
Simeon Alexander Brown.
Keela Irvin.
Bethany Marie Garrison.
Magna cum laude, Courtney Renee Sayers.
Graduating magna cum laude, Blake Matthew Bookman.
Stacy Elizabeth Newman.
Corbin Douglas Berner.
Cum laude, Kylie D. White.
Chance Wagner Little.
Sutima Vinh Lueng.
Graduating cum laude, Shannon Lee Collette.
Summa cum laude, Zoe Kate Urban.
Kelly L. King Denoon.
Magna cum laude, Jenna Grace Tamarine.
Belinda K. Amond, graduating cum laude.
Magna cum laude, Cassie Lynn Sullivan.
Cum laude, Lynn Michelle Black.
Cum laude, Melissa Stout.
Mariana Ramos.
Gabriela Isabel Ramirez.
Graduating cum laude, Sandra Carlo.
Daisy Carubo Momani.
Graduating magna cum laude, Katrina May Marie Miller.
Magna cum laude, McLean Marie Spencer. Summa cum laude, Samantha Marie Zupko. Sundus Mohammed Awadi. Summa cum laude, Jade Lee Mersch. Jenny Lee Smith. Uzil Salinza Hernandez. Cum laude, Daniel Ware. Magna cum laude, Cassia Ann Percy. Piercy. Lakia Deanne Wright Adams. Christian Lauren Stewart. Alexa Ann Summerholder. Bailey Ann Williams. Magna cum laude, Suzette Marie Sponsel. Summa cum laude, Ryan Joseph Pastor. Brandy Rush. Alyssa Stein.
This concludes the conferring of the degrees and the recognition of the candidates. Will the university banner bearers please come to the stage and take your position? Before we conclude the ceremony, we have one more important group of individuals to recognize. Their belief in the success of graduates seated here before us sustain one of the great American dreams, a belief in the importance of education and to enhance the life for individuals and affect great positive change in the world. Here with us today are those who have dreamed that dream with our graduates, spent time with them, given encouragement, and provided the support needed to accomplish the seminal, life-changing goal of a university degree. Will all the parents, spouses, partners, children, friends, extended family of graduates please stand and be recognized. Graduates, you would not be here today if it not were for the support of your family and friends, many of whom who are here with us today. Please congratulate them. And now it is my pleasure to present the Wichita State Choral Activities Alma Mater Virtual Choir, who will sing the Alma Mater, followed by the virtual Shocker Sound Machine playing the fight song. Please stand.
Hail
The 122nd Spring Commencement Ceremony is now concluded. Guests, we ask that you stay in your seat until all the graduates have exited the arena. Because of COVID-19, we are asking you to meet your graduates outside for pictures. Thank you everyone for coming. Oh, and please remain standing for the recessional.